So here is a proper angle of the Ark of Bukhara, and with the dungeon behind, which we just been to. It's all part of the same complex, and as we said, this is a large earthen fortress, and the walls are massive, really. They're of differing heights, 16 to 20 meters, as we said, 50 to 66 feet. As you can see here, the ceremonial entrance into the citadel is framed by these two 18th century towers, whose upper parts, I'll try to zoom there, the upper parts are connected by a gallery and rooms and terraces up there. And there are covered corridors inside, offering access to storerooms and prison cells, as we saw earlier, as part of the dungeon. And in the center of the mosque, rather in the center of the Ark of Bukhara, is the well-preserved mosque of Al-Dukhtarun, which is connected, as we said before, to some very gory legendary tales. And the story of SIYAVUSH, the one who's named in Ferdowsi's Shahnameh. And here we are, standing by his great achievement. Inside the Ark now, the Ark built by SIYAVUSH. Marvelous structures here. Look at the wood carved structure. It's incredible detail there. Marvelous, isn't it? This is the Jome Masjid, or Friday Mosque of the fortress Ark. This was built in the early 18th century during the reign of the Emir Subhan Quli Khan. He was around during the period 1682, about 1702. A wooden gallery, or what they used to call the Iwan, with wooden pillars surrounding the mosque from three sides, 1, 2, and 3 on the other side when we go up there. And the ceilings are decorated with geometric and floral patterns, and the preservation is quite good, actually. And this is an interesting example of carpentry. And this masjid has got 8 doors, 8 front doors, 4 mihrabs, and on the northeastern and southern sides of the mosque there are windows and decorated with shutters inside and with plaster lattices outside. The last major restoration was made during the reign of Amir Alim Khan, about 1910 to 1920, just after or around the First World War. But nowadays the exhibition of inscriptions are kind of exhibited in the mosque. It's not being used as a mosque as such, and it's more like a display place now. And you can see the 8 doors and the The splendid ceilings with the floral patterns in here, as described earlier. And really, it's a marvelous sight. This was the case that used to deliver letters to Afghanistan towards the end of the 19th century. And these were rolled into this silver case, really. That's the original. This is the original Tajik Persian Nastalik or Nastalik manuscript, which really was the precursor for the Urdu manuscript. Urdu, the language of the Lashkar, the Mughal garrisons, which was born in Delhi amongst the Mughal soldiers, the Mughal armies, their barracks and garrisons, the language Urdu, the same Nusra script. These are really tiny pocket Qurans in their case, and with manuscript and lithography from the 18th to the 19th century. It seems the Al-Dukhtarun Mosque is no more here, but it had a place in the legend of this Ark of Bukhara. But the only mosque we saw now was the Zuma Mosque, and the second one was Al-Dukhtarun Mosque, which does not exist now due to events over the centuries. Now you can see the typical skyline of Bukhara town with that dome up there of a contemporary mosque. And most of the mosques here have got a single gumbaz or dome with one minaret, some of them. And it's quite a place here. Yep, interesting. A great ambience here, and great character of the town. You've got to be careful with the steps, they're very, very steep. This was the court of Khushbegi, who was the prime minister and in charge of the citadel, and he used to hold his court from during the day, really, because the court was closed between midnight to dawn, but it was quite a long day here. And the visitors used to pass through the Dolan or the Dailan in Hindustani into a courtyard surrounded by buildings. And on either side of the pass were brick seats, and on which the apprentices, really, or the servants, the Shigori Pesha sat. And that's what it was. Yeah, you can see a bit more of the courtyard. And I believe Russian embassy personnel used to visit, and political ambassadors as well, who came to meet Khushbegi and the Emir in the Ark citadel, including John Mirza Khushbegi. And this was 1908 time when this courtyard was expanded. So it was really a meeting room, really, for the Emir, and the Russian officials used to come and meet him. And we are talking about 1908, pre-First World War. Yeah, the apprentices, or the Shigoi Pesha, they were really administrative servants, and interestingly, their ages ranged from 20 years to 70 years. And I believe there were about 300 to 400 of these people working here. And this was the Emir's offices. Yeah, you can see a panoramic view now of the Poi Kalan Mosque. Pai Kalan again. in Farsi at the foot of the Great One. And basically you can see the three parts, the Masjid-e-Kalan, the Kalan Mosque, the great Kalan Minaret which Genghis Khan spared, and the Mir Arab monument on the left hand side, the left dome. And the largest congregational mosque in Central Asia now, only behind the Bibi Khanum Mosque in Samarkand. And again, the great Mosque of Herat in Afghanistan. You can even see the trading domes of Bukhara, or the Tokhi Sharafon, the stock exchange of its time. In the background, that's the dome of the Tokhi Sharafon. 1,000-year-old structure here. And you can see the dome. I'll do a close-up of the dome here. And the inscriptions there. It's incredible. Incredible. Yeah. And this was the beloved.
Old part is new part.
Right. Yes, you're right. There's the Bolu House Mosque in the background, and the ceremonial entrance to the Citadel, the Ark of Bukhara, on the right. Unique brickwork, embedded wood. The color of the brick is very unique. And arches and courtyards. Very, very interesting, isn't it? With Central Asian people walking around. The throne hall. The construction of the yard dates back to the 17th century. In the courtyard, there is a throne where the ruler, well, it's a marble throne for the ruler, made by the masons from the Nurata district. In 1669, rulers sat on it, and it is situated under a pointed wooden canopy fixed to the carved marble columns. The wooden canopy here would have been fixed to the carved columns above, and the throne hall hosted the coronation ceremony of the Bukhara rulers, really. And the overall effect is quite impressive. There is a treasury located in the basement, which is about 30 meters by 30 meters in area. It's a square treasury in the basement here. And gold, silver, copper coins were minted in this ark, in this very ark of Bukhara. And they were kept in the treasury. Mostly gold coins, I believe. Marvelous, marvelous structure here. Fantastic. Here we are at the what's called the Ark of Bukhara. It's really basically a large earthen fortress resembling a modified rectangle when you look at it in the shape of a plan from above. It's a modified rectangle, a little elongated from east to west. The perimeter of the external wall is about, I would say, 790 meters or 2,600-ish, 600 odd feet, 2,610 feet. And the area enclosed inside being about 3.96, about 4 hectares, or 9.8 to 10 acres. The height of the wall, it varies really from a massive 16 to 20 meters, or 52 to 66 feet really. So this is the Zindon, or what's also called the dungeon. This was a prison in the citadel. You can see the guard cell, and here the cell for the debtors. If they were in debt, they would be imprisoned, the debtor's cell. Some imagery here. And this was basically a dungeon. A lot of things happened here. And the dungeon, as it's called, the Ark of Bukhara. This is the guard's cell. And you can see what it was. And it's pretty forbidding. The fourth cell and the most infamous was known as Kankhana or Kankhana. It was really a bug pit, about 6.5 meters deep, as you can see here. And it was covered with an iron grill, which still is. And it was accessible only by a long 6-meter rope. The bug pit was reserved for the least favorite prison inhabitants. Horrible stuff here. There you go. And I think that could be one of the guards. And there's a bit of a skylight up there. Little skylight there as well. In the center of the ark is the well-preserved mosque called Ul Dukhtarun, like Dukhta, Ul Dukhtarun, which is connected to some gory, legendary tales from the past, which is part of legend, the Al Dukhtarun Mosque. And also there is a Zuma Mosque as well, which has been preserved here. So we'll try to find that somewhere around here. In the legend associated with this ark, the Ark of Bukhara, it seems the creator was the epic hero SIYAVUSH, or SIYAVUSH. SIYAVUSH, it seems, SIYAVUSH and the daughter of the local ruler of Afro-Siab fell in love, and the story folds from there. A bit of a close-up of the debtor cell, and I think they've recreated some imagery inside, but yep. And the story of SIYAVUSH rather unfolds. You see, the girl's father agreed to permit them to marry, provided that SIYAVUSH would first build a palace in the area, bounded by a bull skin. That was obviously intended as an impossible task. But SIYAVUSH had other plans. So SIYAVUSH had other plans. What SIYAVUSH did was he cut the bull skin into slender strips, connected the ends, and inside this boundary, he built the palace. So SIYAVUSH kind of did what was expected, and they married. SIYAVUSH is a major figure in Firdausi's epic Shahnameh. He's mentioned in the Shahnameh epic by Firdausi as well.